Hi, my scaries. So I watched the horror film The Fanatic on one of my favorite horror streaming services, Screambox, and let me tell you what I thought. So first off, this film, The Fanatic, is directed by Limp Bizkit's frontman, Fred Durst. I did it all for the nookie! Of course I had to watch it. It has John Travolta, who delivers a chilling performance as Moose, an obsessive fan whose infatuation with a Hollywood star spirals into this crazy nightmarish descent. Let's talk about this actor for a second, though. I mean, it's John Travolta. John freaking Travolta. Tony Manero in Saturday Night Fever, Vincent Vega in Pulp Fiction, Sean Archer in Face Off, Danny Zuko in Grease. I mean, this guy is a living legend, but that doesn't mean that everything he touches turns to gold. This film was less than successful, but for me, a horror fanatic and a John Travolta groupie, this film was fantastic. Not every part by any means, but there were a lot of good parts. Let me tell you what it's about. It's a very unsettling tale that cleverly plays on the thin line between admiration and obsession. It showcases how the fascination for fame can warp an individual's psyche. With Durst, who I love, of course, in the director's chair, the film combines this weird tension with a critique of celebrity culture, and it reveals the darker side of fandom, where devotion turns into just a really dangerous game. John Travolta plays Moose, an autistic and crazed fan of a horror celebrity named Hunter Dunbar, and that character is played by Devon Sawa. You know, from Casper. Travolta's portrayal of Moose is heartbreaking at times, but it's also super terrifying, and it reminds us that sometimes the true horror lies not in monsters in a film, but maybe in the depths of human obsession. Listen, even the worst horror film I've ever seen was amazing, but this isn't even close to the worst. I mean, Moose is no Sean Archer.
Papa's got a brand new bag.
Oh! But I actually think this is why the film didn't do well. Travolta portrayed an autistic man, and you can tell he did his homework. He's really good. But I honestly don't think the audience believed the performance because they're not used to seeing him as a character. That's just my opinion, and I feel that way a little too. But this film is destined to have a cult following, and follow in the footsteps of films like Jennifer's Body, The Craft, and my personal favorite, Frankenhooker. My scares, your Horror 101 teacher, here to give you my final grade for The Fanatic. I think this film deserves a solid A- for an outstanding performance by Travolta. But because of the underdevelopment of the characters and plot details that just aren't realistic, my final grade is a C+. Thanks for watching. Stay scary.